you do. Some of you know that I ran for political office a long time ago in another life, in another state far away, as a Democrat. Yes, I was a protest candidate. I was so upset with the Democrats when they went for abortion and just everything they were. My daddy could not be a Democrat today. He really couldn't. I was brought up in a Democrat family. It took me a little while to let go of being a Democrat, and now I just can't. I don't think John Kennedy could be a Democrat today.
That's what they say.
But what I learned from that campaign, and it really wasn't a serious campaign, I didn't expect to win. I came a whole lot closer than I ever thought I would. But I did learn. It's a lot of work. I put on 10 pounds. I dragged my kids everywhere. And our charge card was unmountable by the time it was awful by the time it was over. No matter, we didn't put a lot of money into my campaign, but it just cost. You folks, if you've got a few bucks, write that check and give it to one of these candidates. Give it to the candidate of your choice. It's really important. Even $10, $15, $20, it makes a lot of difference to them. If they get enough of those. Otherwise, it comes out of their home mortgage. Believe me, I know. I've been there. But I want to start out tonight introducing our homeowner. She's already our hostess for this evening. And thank her. Let's give her a... Kelly Sakula Gibbs and her husband. Robert. Oh, here he is. Thank you so much for having us here in your home. Oh, and Congressman, thank you for coming. But I want to start off with one of our youngest people here this evening. Shelley, would you like to come up and introduce our guest speaker?
Well, I would like you to give a warm welcome to Lisa Kelly. She's an American Heritage girl, and those of you who know American Heritage, it's a wonderful group, and they support great conservative causes and ennoble young women to grow up in a healthy way. So Lisa has a great project she's working on, and I hope that you'll support her. Lisa?
Hello, my name is Lisa Kelly. I want to thank Pat and Shelley for letting me speak here. I'm collecting donations for a nonprofit organization called Wreaths Across America. And what they do is every year at Christmas time, they put wreaths on the veterans' graves at Houston National Cemetery. So my organization, American Heritage Girls, has committed to placing 500 wreaths this year. So if you were interested in helping us honor our fallen heroes, please see me and help out. Yeah.
Lisa, how much do you need to raise?
Well, each wreath is $15. So.
Sky's the limit.
Yeah.
So $7,500?
Yeah.
How much have you raised so far?
I don't know exactly. We're getting more every day, but.
Do you have a container they can put their checks in? We'll find something for you. Okay. Kathy, can you find her something to put the money in? Someone's got that. There you go. There you go. Okay. Be sure to take the whole money home and get it in. Okay. Thank you.
Lisa has order forms too. You can send those by the way.
And if anybody wants to put candidate money in here, just make sure the check is specific. Lisa, if they want to write a check to American Heritage Girls, is that what it is?
Yes, the checks will be made out to AHG Troop 1325.
Say that again.
American Heritage Girls, which can be abbreviated to AHG Troop 1325.
I'm just going to go down this list. Steve Toby, we're here first, and you get to talk first. And I got you with your mouth full of food, I bet.
I'm Steve Tope, running for the Texas House. I served you guys in 2013 through 15. I'm married to Babette for 34 years. We have 3 adult children. And what I'd like to do is take 30 seconds and tell you about Mighty Oaks. I serve on the board of directors, chairman of the board for Mighty Oaks. We help veterans with post-traumatic stress disorder. We're losing 22 veterans a day to suicide right now. They come back from Iraq and Afghanistan, they walk off the plane, they immediately lose their job, a sense of mission, a sense of unit cohesion, and a sense of purpose. We send them to the VA, and unfortunately right now, in the last control group study that the VA did, and this was the 2015 suicide prevention report that was updated in June of this year, in a control group of veterans that have been diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, substance abuse disorder, and depression, those that are getting treatment from the VA have higher suicide rates than those that don't, unfortunately. The Marine Corps is actually sending guys to us on active duty right now for help. And we've had 2,000 guys go through the program over the past 8 years. We just lost our first guy this past week. It's the only one that we've seen so far, but what guys need right now is the life-saving message of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Amen. And that is what will turn their life around. And that's what Mighty Oaks provides for these guys. We actually have a gala coming up in the Woodlands, November 18th. We'd love to have you come and be part of it. Colonel Alan West is going to be there. And yes, I am running for House District 15, and I'd love to have your support.
Congressman Brady. And I'm sorry, I really should have had you first.
No. What?
So glad to have you.
Sure, Pat. Thanks very much for your leadership of the club, and Shelley, thanks for hosting us. Your home is just beautiful. You and Robert have been great supporters and friends for a long time. I had the honor of serving with Shelley in Congress, and she did a great job. And in fact, we ran. You had 2 races at the same time. I remember a number of us came down to Sugar Land to stump for you and make the case, and you won. So again, thank you. We love you having you here. So thanks for all your support. This club is just so important to our community and to our success as Republicans. As you know, we're in the fight of our life right now. For Senator Cruz, he's been doing an amazing job in Washington. I wish you could be there with me to see what kind of job he is doing. We wouldn't have got tax reform done but for Ted Cruz helping us. We wouldn't have got the largest disaster recovery amount in history, $146 billion for Hurricanes Harvey and Irma and Maria, without Ted's help. And he is now in the fight of his life. And today you probably saw his opponent raise $38 million in 3 months. 3 months. That's as much as Governor Abbott has in the bank for all those years in 3 months. And so we do have a challenge. I'm convinced Ted can win, but to do that, as Mark knows, this county has to turn out. We have to not underperform, we have to overperform. And tomorrow we have a rally with Senator Cruz. He and I have introduced a bill I've worked on for a number of years to make sure that it eliminates the WEP so that our teachers and police and firefighters get the same Social Security treatment everyone else gets. And so we've got that going on in Montgomery tomorrow. And tomorrow morning, I'm block walking, and a group of us.
You'll be there, right?
I'll be there. Yeah, we've worked on that bill for a long time. And my point always is, for our police, our firefighters who look over us, our teachers who teach our kids, why do they get penalized? Simply because they do those good things. It should be equal treatment. Everyone should be treated the same in Social Security, especially them. And so I'm excited about this rally and this bill. We're block walking for John Culberson in the morning. He's got a tough race, big one, and we've got 3 or 4 Texans who were targeted by Nancy Pelosi. And I know up in Washington, Nancy Pelosi is already, measuring the drapes. They're absolutely, she's going to be the next speaker. And we're going to, with your help and support, And I've been traveling around the country for our campaigns, raising money, helping them, making the case why tax reform has transformed this economy, and everyone, especially the underdogs in our communities, are better off because of President Trump and Republicans in the House and the Senate. And I know you've heard me say this before, but I love working with President Trump.
Awesome.
He is he's such a good man. Yeah, he is such a good man. And we've got more. We're not done yet. So Tax Reform 2.0, make the tax cuts permanent for families and businesses, passed the House just 2 weeks ago. You probably noticed it. It was the day of the Kavanaugh hearing. Yeah, you probably didn't notice it. It was the day of the Kavanaugh hearing. We also, 2.0, we help families and businesses begin to save more and earlier in their life, because for a lot of families, a lot of people, they worry. One, they have no money in case of emergency. Two, they worry what their retirement's going to be like. We're changing that. And then we're also doing things to help startups and businesses in America. So 2.0 is already in the Senate. The President announced today the White House is going to make a major push for that. The President himself and Larry Kudlow made that case. We've got IRS reforms out of the House, the first restructuring of the IRS in 2 decades. I expect to get that to the President's desk before the end of the year. And the Ways and Means Committee moved out the first welfare reform in 22 years. Out of our committee yet. So it's headed to the floor. Duke Gingrich and others who worked on it for the first time are really fired up about what we're doing. And our message to those who are on the sidelines, welfare isn't get off your dead butt, it is America needs you. You know what I mean? Businesses need you. We think you have a better future than what the government and the Democrats have for you. We think there's greater hope for you. And so lots of positive things going on, but I will stop with this. It's our challenge, this election. We've got every battle we've got, Steve, in America is in the suburbs. Every fight we have in America is in the suburbs, both in Senate races and in House races as well. And so for us, we've got to be that suburb. We got to be that county that defies the rest, whether it's from Dallas or North Houston or wherever it is, Minneapolis, Philadelphia, gosh, across the country. We have to be the ones that surprise everyone and turn out in greater numbers than we have in the past. And this club is exactly one to do it. So again, on behalf of my wife, Kathy, who loves coming to the club, and all of you guys have been so great. I also want us to finish with this, Pat. I have a really great Team Brady that I'm really proud of. I see Christian Collins here. We've got a great group here, and we're block walking and helping every candidate that we can. And again, thank you for all your help. Appreciate it.
I know I should know how to pronounce your name.
It's Reeser.
Reeser.
Yeah.
Mr. Reeser is next.
Thank you.
Sorry.
I'm Bruce Reeser, a 29-year resident of the Woodlands, Texas, and I'm running for the township board, running for re-election to the township board. I've been on the board now for 2 years, and I think we've made tremendous strides on the township board over the last 2 years. I've personally been involved in the transformation of our Convention and Visitors Bureau to visit the Woodlands. We've taken that organization from an event planning unit and turned it into a dynamic marketing staff for this township, and it's paying huge dividends. For example, hotel tax revenues in the township were over $2 million over the last 2 years, just about a 9% increase both years. Sales taxes have rebounded. Right now we're running about $3 million ahead of projections on sales tax and hotel taxes in the district. And a lot of that is due to the increase in tourism and business meetings and conventions that we've had here. And this week we hosted the Texas Association of County Judges and Commissioners. 250 county judges and commissioners and their staff at the Woodlands Marriott for 4 days. They were so impressed that they want to talk to us about following the contract. And I heard today that, or yesterday actually, that there are 2 more hotels in the Woodlands that were not scheduled to go up until 23 or 24. We're now pushing those timetables up to 20 to 21. So we're definitely getting ourselves on the map and making a real difference. The incorporation study is ongoing. This is incredibly transparent effort on our part. We're showing you guys everything. You know, you can get it all. You can die by PowerPoint if you want. So there's so many facts and figures and items in this particular process. But in the end, we want to make sure that this community is governed by the people that we elect. And as it stands right now, they aren't. You know, we really can only affect the election of one of our county commissioners. We're really the critical mass for one of our commissioners. The other four, not so much. You know, we're 20% of the Woodlands population. We're paying almost 40% of the county taxes, and we're only getting a fraction of that in county services. So, in my view, it's all going to come down to, the citizens of the Woodlands, residents of the Woodlands, deciding what their fate is going to be. And I trust the residents of the Woodlands more than I trust, unelected county commissioners. So thank you very much for your support. I'd love to have your vote in early voting on November 6th. Thank you very much, Pat.
Some of the ladies. Teresa Wagaman. You're next.
Great. Hi everyone, I'm Teresa Wagaman. I am running for CISD Board of Trustees, position 1, and I'm the new kid on the block. Thank you. First I want to say thank you to all the candidates who are currently running, have been going through this process for the last year. Thank you for your support, your guidance, your friendship. I really appreciate it. And of course, thank you to all of our Republican family. Thank you for embracing me and welcoming me and encouraging me, because I'll be honest, this isn't the easiest thing to do in the world. It looks easy on television, but it is not when you get out there in real life. So thank you for that. A little bit about me. I've lived here since 2004. I've been a PTO mom, CISD cheerleader for the last 14 years. My son graduated, but my daughter is still at the Woodlands High School as a sophomore. And so I've been PTO president, served on multiple boards at multiple schools, served with many other civic organizations and volunteer organizations doing scholarship committees for high school seniors, as well as scholarships for students returning to Lone Star after they've already been out in life. And so I feel like I have a really good feel about what's going on in CISD, and lots of good things are happening in CISD. And that is what I would like to continue to provide to all of our students, our teachers and administrators, and most importantly, our taxpayers. I want you to feel like you're getting the most for every dollar that you spend. So again, my name is Teresa Wagaman, and I'm running for CISD Board of Trustees, position 1. Thank you.
Melanie Bush.
So I am Melanie Bush, and I am currently CISD Board President and your Republican nominee for County Treasurer. And I am very grateful to have all of you here tonight. This is absolutely wonderful. Thank you, Shelley, Robert, for opening up your home. This is amazing. I really appreciate the opportunity to get to do what I love in this position, and that's numbers. I am a bookkeeper by trade. I have grown my business, and now it's time to take it to a new level. Our county finances need to be in good hands, and there are 3 main arms of that: the budget officer, the county auditor, and the county treasurer. And as of January 1, 2 of those 3 will be brand new, and 1 of them has less than a year on the job. So you need someone with experience in that position. And as a Republican nominee, I'm the only one running for this position with that experience. My Democratic opponent doesn't have any accounting background. She has never done accounting. She is an industrial hygiene engineer. I still don't know exactly what that means. And she came into this race because she was upset about Trump, and she wanted to do something about it. And I applaud her for that, because we need people that are passionate about why they're running. However, this is an accounting position. This requires someone with experience. And so that is why I encourage you all to get out and get all your friends out. We've got an amazing Republican slate all the way, and we need to get out the votes for all of them, as Congressman Brady talked about. Senator Cruz needs our help, and that starts locally, because your friends don't know Senator Cruz personally, but they know you. And who you tell them to go and vote for, they will listen to you because they trust your judgment. So please, encourage all your friends, encourage every person you come in contact with to vote, because this election is so incredibly critical. Thank you.
Marcia, where are you? I should have called you up here.
I was
long
over
before
there.
Now, I'm so sorry.
Save the best for almost last.
No.
Thank you, Pat. What a pleasure it is to be here tonight. For our hosts, are they awesome? A round of applause for our hosts. Most of you know me, and you know the system of values, the set of beliefs that I have. I had an opportunity to share with the group last evening. I just want to share with you one tiny aspect of that. If you go back with me to the Declaration of Independence, there are some things in there that are really important. And at the very beginning of that, in the that declaration, we were guaranteed life, we were guaranteed liberty, and we were guaranteed the pursuit of happiness, not by government, not by attorneys, not by laws, but by our Creator. And that's what it says in the Declaration of Independence. Of those three, of life, liberty, we all can agree on what those mean. But as I thought about this, and I did a little research, and I looked at what does it mean, the pursuit of happiness. You know, most of us think that the pursuit of happiness is we have the ability to buy or get whatever we want, and to kind of squander upon ourselves anything we want. This is America. I want bigger. I want more. But the fact of the matter is, historically, the Epicureans, Stoics, Epictetus, Cato, these individuals believed that the pursuit of happiness was not about hedonism at all, but it was about wisdom and virtue, which is what those words actually meant. And that's what Jefferson had in mind in our Constitution, the ability to pursue wisdom and virtue. These philosophers believed that in order to get those things, they had to be living at peace. They had to be calm in their souls. They had to have the ability to be free to create that environment for themselves that brought tranquility to them, their neighbors, their families. And that is a right that is guaranteed by us, by God to us. Now, the difficulty with that for us as individuals is that we have to know what's important, and we have to be educated on what all of these votes and what these things do that we are voting for or against to know how to accurately vote. Otherwise, we risk the possibility of having tranquility and peace and some type of self-control. So when you think about who you're going to elect, Chairman Brady, I got to tell you, every time that I listen to you, and I listen to what's happening in Washington, and I listen to what's happening with our president, as painful as it can be at times to listen, those things that they are doing are contributing to the things that are important to creating for us this tranquility of soul and the ability to live in peace, whether it has to do with taxes, borders. So you have to ask yourself, what kind of America do I want? And you see one of the other guys on the other side of the aisle, their sign in your yard, ask yourself, do those people really want that kind of America? I want a kind of America where I have the ability to be free, where I can exercise my liberty, create security for my family, create security for those around me, and for our leader, who I don't want to make her nervous that I'm taking too long. So Pat, thank you so much. Thank you all.
I told you how long you were allowed to talk or not. We have about a couple more. Who's next? Brian. Brian. This is Brian Boniface, and he is Woodland Township
Board of Directors, position 2, along with Bruce Reeder, hit some of my talking points with the taxes, sales tax and stuff. One of the things I think is important to kind of point out here is that our races are nonpartisan, and what that means is we're not going to be straight ticket ballot Republicans when people go into straight vote. So one of the important things we're doing, we're door knocking, is trying to educate people that they have to go all the way down the ballot. And a lot of people don't know that. And this is how a lot of the Democrats, who I have one running against me right now, very liberal Democrat, and we have to get out the vote, make sure that they're going all the way down. Because the township races, we have Teresa Wagner, who's in the CISD race. We have the Lone Star Groundwater District.
In the muds.
In the muds. All of those, the muds are on this election.
Yeah, the muds on.
I think they do it in February. Okay, but anyway, it's our job to educate our voters, because that's how they pick up the seats that we're running to maintain. So I've been on the board for 2 years. We've overseen debt reduction, tax reducing measures. We've made sure that our residents are taken care of. As far as incorporation, as we all know, we're right in the middle of an incorporation study that allows us to actually have a plan, input on our future, on our roadways, on getting federal disaster funding for Hurricane Harvey. All those things are very important to our residents. So I'm asking for you all to help us out, get the vote out. Like Kevin Brady, Mark Keogh, Steve Choate said, if we don't show up at the polls, we're going to lose. So we need to get everyone fired up for this election. Thank you.
Matt Beasley.
My name is Matt Beasley, and I'm running for Justice of the Peace. Edie Conley has been your judge since Ronald Reagan was president. I don't know if any of you guys know, but a lot of you probably will never go to district court. A lot of you probably will never go to county court. But I bet a lot of you have been to Justice of the Peace Court. That's because it's the court of this community. It always has been. Judge Conley, we called her the mother of the Woodlands, because when kids made mistakes, they came before the court, and Judge Conley did such a good job dealing with those cases. The two things I want to leave y'all with is, number one, I want to provide a night court to provide better access to people so they can get to the court. A lot of folks have to take off work to go deal with those cases, and they can't take off work because they'll lose their job, or it costs too much money, or sometimes they just can't get there. And so what that'll do is provide people that need that to go to court, deal with that case. It will provide better collections, I think. We won't have to reset the docket. And I think it will provide a lot better service for the people where they're not going to jail, where we have officers taking 17-year-olds to jail for not turning their traffic signal blinker on. That's a lot of tax money taking somebody to jail and getting them out, right? And then we don't collect any money. So the second thing is we need a medical examiner. Judge Edie Conley did over 700 death inquests last year. She's dealing with these deaths. We're far past the community where one person can do 700 death inquests. So what I'm asking, and what I want to say for every Republican here, doesn't it feel good to be the nominee when you have to actually win something? Doesn't that feel good? It feels great to me. I'm proud to be the Republican nominee. I work hard for it. I'll work hard for you as a Justice of the Peace. I appreciate your vote. My name is Matt Beasley. Remember, the choice is easy. Vote for Matt Beasley.
And Matt, Judge Conley's retiring. You're not running against.
Correct. Yeah, I wouldn't be here. That's for sure.
I am trying to say the smallest and the best will last.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Dr. Shelley, for opening your home to us. Thank you all for coming out tonight and being away from your families and your homes on a Friday night. It's also high school football season. My son's playing football right now at Magnolia West, so go Panthers. I hope they win tonight. A little bit about me. I am married. My husband's name is Jason. We've been married for 20 years. We have lived in this community that entire time. I actually moved to Montgomery County when I was about 3 or 4. So I'm a Conroe High School graduate, class of 1996. So that tells y'all I'm old enough to run for office and vote. That's always a question I get, so I just want to clear it up for y'all real quick. I have 19 years of experience in the district clerk's office. I started at the bottom in the criminal division, working my way up through every division that the district clerk's office had in the FS, the office manager. I took every opportunity I had to learn as much as I could about this office. It has always been a passion of mine. I love it. I enjoy it. I enjoy working with all of our courts, all of our district and county court judges. That is what the clerk's responsibility is. We take all the lawsuits and file them for those courts, process the paperwork. I go to court with them, jury duty. If you get a jury summons, the district clerk is the one that's responsible for that. I would really appreciate your vote and your support to finish out this election cycle. We are 10 days away, Matt, from early voting. October 22nd.
Who's counting, right?
Not any of us in this room. It has been a long journey. I've enjoyed it. Most people that have ran with me could say that a year ago you would not see me standing here talking so off the cuff. I would have had a piece of paper in front of me reading a speech. So this has really brought me out of my shell.
What a politician, huh?
No, I just want to do the job. I am the most qualified candidate on the November ballot for this position. And like I said, I would really appreciate your vote and your support. And so would the rest of the candidates here, Congressman Brady, all the way down to us and the nonpartisan races as well. So please get your friends, your neighbors, your relatives, everyone, load them up in a van, take them down to the polls, and let's vote for Republicans.
And if you could have seen her in the debate with her challenger, it was amazing. She's just one big bundle of numbers. It was pretty amazing. I was impressed. Did I leave anybody out? Nobody wants to volunteer to run for office. There's a lot of food. Everybody please.
Words for Senator Ted Cruz because Rachel Edwards wasn't here. So I'll just say that getting to work for Senator Cruz on this presidential campaign was a true joy in my life. And I've seen some great things that he's done throughout the course of the last couple of years. And he's working side by side with Congressman Brady on a number of issues. Harvey relief, he's helped along with Congressman Brady to bring these dollars, much needed dollars to our county specifically, but all across Texas. That's been devastated by the effects of Hurricane Harvey. So we are rebuilding our communities because of Congressman Brady. Beto O'Rourke voted against this 5 times, and Congressman Brady can attest to that. 5 times. He didn't care about Houstonians, and so that's what you need to tell your neighbors is we need to get out to vote for that reason. Furthermore, Senator Cruz will fight for our gun rights. He will fight for religious liberty. And if you do not tell your friends to turn out to vote for Senator Cruz, Beto O'Rourke is registering people to vote left and right, and that's their strategy. They're getting a lot of new voters. They're going and doing these big rallies, and they're registering people to vote. For us, it's all about turning people out. It's about turning out the base. And we need Trump supporters, and we need Bush Republicans to support this constitutional conservative because he really is what's best for our state. And I encourage you, get your neighbors to vote. Get your churches to vote. Get the people that you know that are supposed to vote that might forget. Because it really, really does matter. Every vote counts. And I've talked to a number of people, and you can look at the polls and say that he's 9 points up, but this is not a usual race. This is a flip of a coin, and it might land the wrong way if we don't do what we need to do. So I encourage you, vote straight ticket Republican all the way down the ballot. Get out to block walk, give your time, money, sweat, energy. Beto O'Rourke raised $38 million. It's an unreasonable, ridiculous number. So we have to do what we can. Even if it's $5, $10, give it to TWRW.org. Do everything that you possibly can to make it count. And let's turn out to vote for Ted Cruz this November. Thank you so much for the opportunity.